It's the racing season finale as we head into the last weekend of July, and the curtain will come down with racing at Kenilworth on Sunday, but the big focus of attention no doubt will be on Hollywood Bets Greyville on Saturday. Welcome, good to have you with us for this week's edition of Commentator Smit's Comments, and it's the big Marshall's World of Sport Gold Cup race meeting that is part of a 10-race feature extravaganza that we can look forward to on Saturday. But that's not all. There's a feast of betting opportunities, starting off with the mega pools from races 2 to 10, where bets will be commingled with Hong Kong. And then there's also a quartet carry forward of 500,000 Rand going on to the Mercury Sprint Race 6 on the card. And of course, the big focus of attention will be the 2 million Rand Pick 6 carryover. It's estimated to get to 12 million Rand, and I'm sure, being the last Saturday of the month, we'll probably surpass that estimate. It's the Pick 6 races that we'll be focusing our attention on and give you my reasoning as to who I will be following closely, and also including in terms of the Pick 6 structure as we go through all the races. Let's start with race 4, which is the first of the grade ones. It's the Tukwini Stakes over 1,600 meters for 2-year-old fillies. And at first glance, I thought this race had a very open look about it. There are many with chances, and in fact, some of them are even going over this trip for the very first time. But then, on narrowing it down, I thought, let's put the Golden Slipper form line to the test. In fact, the top 3 finishers in that race all renew rivalry. Third on Hollywood Bets Durban July Day in that race was number 3, Time for Orchids. Now, she came from miles back and was absolutely flying to be beaten just a length into third. She's got a very good turn of foot, and I think that the manner in which she finished would certainly work in her favor, going over a bit of extra. Second in the Gold Slipper was number 12, Woodland Retreat. Now, she also ran a cracker on Hollywood Bets Durban July Day. She is drawn wide, but she does come from off the pace, so her style of racing will also be suited to the extra trip that she'll be going over. And of course, the winner of the Golden Slipper was number 14, Amina. Now, if you look at her form line, she's unbeaten at Greyville, and I think she's got everything going in her favor to keep that unbeaten record at Greyville intact. Now, she will be certainly doing her best work late at the finish. From a wide draw, I know that could be a worry, but she will be finishing off smartly. The roughie for me is her stable companion, number 2, Hold My Hand, who won in open company over the course and distance, and I'm looking for a cracking run from that filly. And of course, Mike de Kock cannot be excluded when it comes to big feature race days. He's got number 7, Little Mary Sunshine, who may have disappointed last time out as favourite, but she did have excuses. She's back over 1,600, and I'm expecting a much improved performance from her. So all in all, that is the way I'm sort of looking and leaning towards structuring the opening leg of the Pick 6. Many people will say it's a juvenile race, anything can happen. So maybe field could be a possible way of also starting off your structure as far as the Pick 6 is concerned. But then we need to look at going a little bit shorter as we work our way through the 6 legs. Race 5 is one of the races I think we could possibly go short in. It's the Premier's Champion Stakes Grade 1 over 1,600 meters, also for the 2-year-olds, and I'm leaning towards the Glenn Cotson stable and number 9, Cousin Casey. Cousin Casey, of course, won the Golden Horseshoe on Hollywood Bets Durban July Day, and that certainly was a very eye-catching performance. Now, if one looks at Cousin Casey's last 2 wins, both have come in feature races. The penultimate in the Gate Crasher, he won from start to finish. Last time out, he came from off the pace. Grant van Niekerk rode him on both occasions to victory, and he's again in the saddle, so he knows that Cousin Casey is very versatile, and I'm leaning towards Cousin Casey as one of the horses that I'll be following with keen interest on the day. Then on to race 6, which is the Mercury Sprint Grade 1 over 1,200 meters, and a reminder of that 500,000 Rand quartet carry forward that will be boosting the pool. Now, the reasoning behind a below-par performance is well documented on Hollywood Bets Durban July Day, but I'm looking no further than number 3, Captain's Ransom. Now, many of you will say, yes, she's going over a trip short of her best, but the fast pace will certainly play in her favor, and if you look at her form, her penultimate, she won over 1,200 meters. Yes, she is taking on the boys, but her turn of foot and the manner in which she will be finishing off her race, I think, will play in her favor, and her class should bring her through. She's the highest rated, she's well treated by the conditions of the race, and I'm looking no further than my favorite filly in training to bounce back to her winning ways. Race 7 is the Marshall's World of Sport Gold Cup Grade 3 to be run over 3,200 metres, one of the premier staying events on the racing calendar. Now, this race in the past sometimes does throw up a surprise result. This year, it may be a little bit different because I think Sean Terry has a very strong hand in this race. 4 Nebras, last year's winner, is back to defend his crown, and number 5, Blackthorn, who won the Gold Vase on Hollywood Bed's Durban July Day, has no stamina doubts, and that is certainly a very strong double-pronged approach that Sean Terry has. I certainly don't think it ends there. You've got to include number 7, Aragosta, who ran into all sorts of traffic problems in the Hollywood Bed's Durban July. He'll be looking to get closer to the action, going over an extended trip. There's 12, Shangani, who beat Nebras when they last met. He's got solid form, and champion trainer-elect Paul Peter and Warren Kennedy will be looking to get their name amongst the winners on the day. And then towards the bottom end of the weights, 14 Salvatore Mundi and 15 Rex Union. Both are drawn wide, but they've got plenty of time going the full circuit of Greyville to find a good position and certainly come through in the end and run crackers, because both of them have got consistent form lines. It's a race to include quite a few, especially if one takes the role of honour into account. And there's every possibility, as I said, that a surprise result could once again come to the fore, but it does look like the form might just hold up in this race. Race 8 is the Hong Kong Jockey Club Whirlpool Champions Cup Grade 1 over 1,800 metres. Some very familiar names are amongst the runners that make up the final field. I'm, however, making it a boat race between 4 Comedy Dung and 5 Jet Dark. I think these two have got a score to settle. Jet Dark won the Queen's Plate, Comedy Dung was second. Comedy Dung went on to win the Cape Town Met, Jet Dark was second. So these two, I think, will be the two that fight out the finish. Beyond that, the horses like Linebacker, MK's Pride, and there's many other familiar names that you may want to consider, but it is all about how you're going to structure the perm. Then on to the last leg, which is race 9, the Gold Bracelet, Grade 2 over 2,000 metres. And my first choice comes from the informed Candace Bass Robinson yard, number 10, Marina. Purely based on the strength of her last run when she was flying to finish second in the Garden Province Stake. She's now going over a trip that she's much better suited to. I think she rates the horse to beat. Her biggest dangers are number 6, Pink Tourmaline, who won the Oaks. That form line has been franked, and she's got absolutely no stamina doubts. And then there's also the ultra-consistent number 12, Sprinkles, who's got solid feature form. And I think coming back from a bit of a rest, she enjoys running fresh. She could give a good account of herself. So those are the 3 I'm sort of leaning towards at the back end of the pick 6. It's all about structuring the perm correctly, and I do hope that I've managed to assist you in giving you a few of my selections and how I'm looking at putting this all together. All in all, it's going to be a cracking day's racing with 10 feature races on the program. There is mega commingled pools, a quartet carry forward to race 6, a 2 million rand pick 6 carry forward, plenty of betting opportunities. I hope that you've got your Tab 4 Racing account topped up, because I find it's the quickest, easiest and most convenient way to have a bet, whether you're at home, at the office or on the go. And with another click of the button, you can actually watch the racing action live on the app. Thanks for joining me as the 2021-2022 racing season draws to a close. I trust it will be an enjoyable and profitable weekend's racing for you. I'm Commentator Smit, and I look forward to seeing you at the races. If you're looking to enhance your race day and betting experience, look no further than Tab 4 Racing. Scan this QR code or go to www.tab4racing.com and get started. To open an account, simply click Register. Fill in your details and you'll receive confirmation of your account number via SMS or email. This is the account number you need to sign in. To deposit funds, you can do an instant online payment or bank transfer. Once you've made the deposit, you can see your available funds in your profile. It's simple and easy to place a bet. Find the venue of the race you want to bet on. Now select the race. Select the bet type and now make your betting selection or the horse you want to back. You can see your betting slip by clicking on the icon at any time. Confirm your bet and you're ready to go.
You can also share your bet information with your friends via WhatsApp. And don't forget to watch the race you've placed a bet on by simply clicking on the 4racing.tv tab in the app. Take a bet on Tab, www.tab4racing.com.